Hi. I use several different ways to communicate with students, and I do different online videos sometimes. And I found it a little hard to sort of ramp up the process and learn how to start with all these things. I think that was the hardest thing. So I'm not an expert by any means on any of these things, but being that the beginning is the hardest part, I thought I would just give you some basics on how to record online lectures and use online abilities a little bit. So, the first thing that you can do that's really pretty easy is Collaborate Ultra. Collaborate Ultra, if you go to D2L, it's an option there. So just go to your D2L and let's choose Drugs and Biologics, for instance. That's one of my courses. Now up here, where there's different tabs and things that you can go to, you might already have Collaborate Ultra up there. For this class, I don't happen to have it. So if you don't, all you do is you hit Course Admin, and then you go to Navigation and Themes. And what you're going to do is find your active navigation and theme, click on that, and then it'll allow you to put other stuff up on that nav bar so now the students will be able to access it as well. So these are all the links that are on the nav bar to begin with. And I want to add a link. So I'm going to find Collaborate Ultra. Thankfully, it's alphabetical. I would do Collaborate Ultra rather than Collaborate Classic. Collaborate Ultra allows you to have an online discussion with up to 250 students. So if you have a big section, you'll want to have to pick Collaborate Ultra anyway. So add that and then save and close. And now you see up on your nav bar, there's Collaborate Ultra. So this is Collaborate Ultra, and it's an easy way to do a really live class. So you can create a session, and then here's all the information. So maybe you just say, we're going to call this Online Lecture 1, and then you say when we want that to start, okay? Now, this is a dial-in for people that are going to dial in by the phone, but it's best if people can join on the internet, and they would just join by coming to D2L, clicking on Collaborate Ultra, and they would see this here. We're setting it up right now. If you'd like, you can share that guest link directly with them. This is that. So you can put it as an announcement being like, here's our online lecture today. Click on this link at 8 o'clock and we'll start lecturing. So we can start this whenever, like right now, let's start it now. I'm going to make it open-ended, and then there's different sessions that you can do. If you want other students to be able to share their screen, you can make them a presenter or even a moderator if you want them to be able to also, take control of the presentation. You can allow them to record the downloads. There's a chat feature. Do you want to give them anonymous chat features, or do you want to show who exactly is asking all these different chats? And so there's all kinds of different options that you can choose here. So you can look through these and determine what you want to do, but then you just hit save. So after you save it, you see it shows up here. So students will come into Collaborate Ultra and they will see, here's your online lecture. And then join the session. So you'll be in here as well, and the session will start up. And this is what will look like for them. So we're the only ones in the room. We probably want to share our audio and also share our video so students can see us. Now it's actually not going to let me show my video because I'm actually recording this, but otherwise it would just bring you through a video check and you would have a video there of you talking just like I am now. So over here, you can see here's a little panel. It shows you everyone that's here in the room. Okay, it'll show you here. You can mute everyone if you want to. You also can share content. So you can share a blank whiteboard if you like, and then you can write stuff on it like this, or maybe you can put text on it. This is a great way. So I might ask the students, what are some factors that affect bioavailability of a drug? Okay, and then they would be able to come in here and and write in their own responses. So you can share a blank whiteboard, and then you can erase it if you like as well. You can share your application. So this is how you could actually do a an online lecture. So maybe I'm going to share my application window, and I'm going to share, here's my lecture that I'm dealing with. So if I go over to the lecture, now this should be sharing in Collaborate, and the students would see me, but they would also see that as we go through the slides, they would see the slides as well. And then you can stop sharing the application screen. You can share files with them. You can do little polls, things like this, where you can make questions. Let's do a yes or no question because that's an easy one. Do you think blah, blah, blah? And then the students will be able to say yes or no, and they will respond, and you'll be able to see them. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with Collaborate Ultra. And you can even make breakout groups where students can get into smaller groups, and it will only be them essentially that will be in these little groups. So Collaborate Ultra is an option if you're interested in doing online things. You can record your online lectures this way. If students can't show up, you can start recording them and different things like that. So when you're done, you can leave the session and you've left the session. And there you go. So again, the way that we got to this is that we were at D2L, and let me see if I still have D2L up here. No, it went there. So I was at D2L, signed into my course. Let's say virology this time, just to be fun. Here's Collaborate Ultra. You click on that, and it goes to Collaborate Ultra, and you can create a session. And then students will be able to go to Collaborate Ultra, and they will be able to join that session. Okay, so that's one easy way to have like an online lecture video. The other thing that's easy to do if you want to do voiceover, but no video as far as I know of, is you can come to PowerPoint, and then if you go up to the tabs here at PowerPoint, if you go to, let's see, Insert, if you go to Insert, it'll say Insert Audio. So then you can say, oh, I want to record audio for this, and it will actually let you record it. So here on this first slide, I might record audio and say, hello, today we're going to be talking about non-clinical studies. And don't forget that this corresponds to Chapter 6, pages 245 to 301. There's also a mouse thymidine kinase assay PDF that you need to read, and pages 345 to 376 of Chapter 8. Okay, so now what it does, after you record it from PowerPoint, it puts this little audio symbol here. Now, I just want to do one more of that here. Audio, record audio. These are our learning objectives for today. You should be able to understand and explain, after we finish with this material, the purpose of non-clinical studies, okay, and onward and onward. So then it puts this here as well. And why I wanted to do two, because what's going to happen is when you take this presentation and the student actually looks at the slideshow, when they press the forward button to go through the slideshow, it's going to talk the audio that you said. So when I press the forward button, hello, today we're going to be talking about non-clinical studies. And don't forget that this corresponds to Chapter 6, pages 245 to 301. So as there's also a mouse thymidine kinase assay PDF that you need to read, and pages 345 to 376 of Chapter 8. Tell the audio that I recorded on it. Now, this audio is done for this slide, so I'm going to hit next to go to the next slide. It shows you what's on the next slide. You hit next again, the next arrow to advance. These are our learning objectives for today. And there's my audio. You should be able to understand and explain after we finish with this material the purpose of non-clinical studies. Okay, and that's a good way to voice over. Now, it doesn't do video, and if you want, you can try to do video because students will pay attention longer if you do video. But this is one way that you would be able to add in audio as a voiceover with the slides. Okay, so, and if you decide you don't like these, just delete them and you can make a new one. So if you mess up, just delete it. No problem. Okay, although I can't delete there. Delete. And it deletes the audio as well. So the last way that might be good is to use the, let's see, let's bring up a website so that we can go to MediaSpace. Which is mediaspace.kennesaw.edu. And this allows you to actually record videos. So when you get to media space, this is what it's going to look like. And if you want resources like information on, let me just click on that. This is all the documentation so you can learn how to do different things. And I think this was sent out previously. But what you want to do is hit login, and then you're going to log in. It's going to use your KSU NetID and your NetID password, so now you can sign in. And you just hit add new, and that's how you start a video. You can upload a video you already have. You can do a webcam recording that just records you, or you can do what's called Kaltura Capture. And Kaltura Capture is going to capture you and what's on your screen. So in this case, I'll hit Kaltura Capture. There is a license agreement that it's required you agree to. And after you do that, you're going to see that this little thing pops up, the Kaltura Capture Desktop Recorder. Now, if you've already installed this, it'll launch automatically, it says. If you haven't, though, just download it for Windows or download for Mac. And then every time that you come back here, this is what it will show you instead. When you do Kaltura Capture, I do agree to these, and then it will say, should I open Kaltura Capture? And I say, yes, please do. So you do have to download this piece of recording equipment, but it's pretty easy. Now, from this point, here's your library of things that you have recorded previously. Just hit new recording, and it's going to show you your options. You can do full screen, or you can select a specific part of the screen to record. Here's the camera. So it will show you an integrated webcam for you, and your picture will be here. Right now I'm recording using a different program, so you can actually see how to set this up outside of Kaltura. But your picture would be right here, and then it shows you the audio, what audio you want to use. And you want to make sure that in that little audio icon, you can see that it's going up and down, because that means that it can actually hear you. And then what you're going to do, oops, I don't want to turn the screen off. That's what we're going to record. So then you hit start recording, and it will count down. So then that's where it's going to be recording you, and you also are going to be recording what's on the screen. So maybe you want to start talking about, start your lecture at this point. So here. So now I'm lecturing, right? Okay, we're talking about lead compounds. What do you all think are reasons that drug compounds might fail? And then you might ask the students, give them a few seconds. It's a recording, but still give them a few seconds and warn them ahead of time that you're going to expect them to stop the video and answer these questions. Okay, good. Maybe you came up with this. Maybe you came up with this. Okay, this is the reason why lead compounds fail during the process of drug discovery and development. And you can see the number one, poor biopharmaceutical properties. So that's what really we're going to start talking about when we talk about non-clinical studies. Okay, so you record your lectures, return back to the Kaltura Media Space program, and hit stop recording. So at this point, it will bring up something about your particular capture. And let's just say this is a test lecture, but you would put whatever in, okay? And then you hit save and upload. And now you can see that it's saved and it's uploading. And by the way, for longer lectures, this can take a long time actually for the upload process to occur. As far as online lectures go, best practices say you really want to keep your videos under 10 minutes, because that's sort of the attention span of the students before their attention starts to fade. So you can still do an hour of lecture if you want. Just try to break it up into smaller videos. And if you can put your picture on top, then they're more likely to watch for longer and stay interested, rather than just doing a voice over. Okay, so it was uploaded, it says. So now we can go to the test lecture. Go to our library, our media space library. And that's where we can go back to media space. And now when you go to My Media, back on mediaspace.kennesaw.edu, here you go. It will show you your test lecture. Okay, so you want to click on test lecture here. And let's see, okay, it was short, so it's processed. But like I said, this could take up to half an hour for longer videos, so be patient with this. But I want to point out a few things down here. Share is one of them, okay? This is where you actually can embed this video into a D2L page. So you could send the students a link to the video, which is this right here, copy that, and you could share it, or you could create a page in D2L and actually embed it within that, make it easier for them. So we'll get back to that in a second. Over here is actions. We'll be able to edit it. We can publish it. We have to publish it so people can see it. And so these are the two things. You can keep it private. It's only visible to you, or you want to hit unlisted. So now anyone with a link to the page will be able to access it. Okay, and then you save that. Great. So now when you share that link, students will be able to come and actually view it. The other thing that you want to do is order captions, because we need to be ADA compliant. So you just hit order captions over here, and this comes up and you just hit order captions. And this will submit a request to captions@kennesaw.edu. Now, later on, you'll be able to come back and you'll be able to adjust the captions as needed. But this is the other thing you might be interested in, is the editor, because you've got a video of you and you've got the video of what was on your screen. And so you want to tell them which you want. And so here we go. We want to change these. This allows you to focus in on different areas. Do you want me as the primary subject? Probably not in this case, but what you can do is have this, your slide, be primary subject, and then you can be down here in the corner so that they can watch you as well. Okay, so now this is where you can view the video that took place. Okay, so this is where you can start up your PowerPoint. Okay, so, and if you want to, let's say I don't want to record all of that, or however, whatever you want to do for your but I played around with stuff at the beginning, so I'm gonna adjust this so that maybe here, set in allows us to drag this, and maybe I want to start right here in the video. So I'm just gonna go back a little bit more, but let's say I want to start editing it there, so that's what I do. Okay, so now when this is where you can, that piece is going to be gone. And I can always come back to this and edit it if I like. Maybe I started a little bit later, and you can actually see, here's the video of what's on the screen, but here's also, this blue thing is my audio, so I can see where my audio started. So maybe I start it right there where my audio is. So let's start up your PowerPoint and the discovery process. So let's say I don't want to talk about this. I decided I don't want to. You can actually cut stuff out here. So when you hit the little cut button, now you can actually be like, okay, let's just cut out this part. And then you can see when you hit play, it's going to skip. So here you're recording your online lecture. I think moving forward, what do you think? Okay, so if you made a huge error and you're like, and I do that a lot where I just get tongue-tied, so I'm like, I'm going to cut that out. So you can cut it out later. And then you just want to save this version. Permanently change the media. It can't be undone. Okay, go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to close the editor. And now we're back at our test lecture part. Okay, so here's my test lecture. And it is saving it right now. So in the meantime, maybe, oh, and there I am, right? So I can do this. Okay, so this is where you can start up your PowerPoint, or however, whatever you want to do for your particular lecture. And you can see down here, okay, so there it is. It's there in my media. Now, one thing I want to draw your attention to again is to share it. Let me show you how to embed it. So here's the embed code. This is actually code that you're going to put into a page in D2L. So let me pull up D2L. And let me go to, let's just do virology. So maybe in my content section, in the lecture section, here are my lecture slides, for instance. So right now we're in exam 3 material. This is all the stuff for exam 3. So let's say maybe I'm going to upload or create a file. So you could create a link and just link to the video there. But if you want to create a page, you just say create a file. And it's going to bring you to this. So I'm going to say online lecture 1. Right now I'm going to hide this from the users because they're going to freak out if they see an online lecture, if they happen to see this. But what you do, you might say, okay, this 5-minute video goes over the basics of influenza virus, okay? Something like that. And then you come over here to this little insert stuff and you hit insert stuff. And one of the things you can insert is insert embed code. So if you click on that, a box is going to come up. And this is where you paste that code. So if I go to media space, see all that code that's down here? I'm going to copy that, copy, or Control C in my case. And then you can paste it in here, Control B, or paste it, and then hit next. And it's going to show you a preview of what the students will see, and then you can hit insert. There we go. And then now when the students come to this page, there's actually going to be a video here. So save and close. I'm going to create a new file because I don't want to overwrite my online lecture. And let me close this here. Okay, so this is what they're going to see now when they go to exam 3 material. Here's our online lecture 1. Maybe you would name it something more descriptive, and then you would hit play. Okay, so this is where you can start up your PowerPoint or however, whatever you want to do for your particular lecture. And you can see down here you have. Now this is actually something new. I didn't actually know with the plugin you could do this, but the student apparently can toggle the view. So they can look at you or they can look at the slide while they're watching that lecture. So that's it. And by the way, if you're interested to know who actually has watched the video, you come down here to activity details, right? That's where you can put like a description and when they should watch it, but also that lecture. Okay, so that's media space. And essentially you just have my media. And again, as a quick reminder, to add a new video, you would hit add new and then Kaltura capture. And there's other stuff you can do like video quizzes. You can upload other media that you then can embed. So there's a lot that you can do here with Kaltura within media space. So anyway, I hope that those helped and good luck.